G'day punters, your old mate Juppy from Star Sports Australia here with this week's edition of the Weekend Witness, live here from Mildura, where I'm up here on Tuesday evening for tonight's 9-race harness card. So I thought while I had a bit of spare time I'd jump on and do a bit of a look back at the weekend because I didn't get a chance yesterday. What a weekend of action we had. It was enormous everywhere you looked. I was at Flemington on Saturday, working in Saintly Place there, underneath the public grandstand there. There was quite a bit of business down there. It was great to see UFC champ Jack Jenkins there. He had a bet with me. The Turnbull, what a race that was, and I think there'll be a ton of form to follow out of it. Sir Dilius, he was enormous. I think the key to him might be a big track, though. He worries me a little bit around Moonee Valley. But if he can get round Moonee Valley, he'll be very hard to beat in the Cox Plate. But I think there's a champion stakes there at the end of the carnival back at Flemington. I think he'd be immoral to win that nearly. The second and third horses, Antino went enormous. They've finally got him going again. And I wouldn't be throwing the baby out with the bathwater with Via Sistina. Waller knows exactly what he's doing with that horse, so I would be keeping a close eye on her. It'll be interesting to see how the field for the Cox Plate shapes up. I think she might need another hard gallop in between now and then. Maybe they have to let her run around like they did last year and see where she goes to from there. But a real good day's racing there. I don't think Valiant King will do anything in the Melbourne Cup. He'll be 60 to 100 to 1, I'd imagine. He won the Bart Cummings, but all in all, a good day's racing there at Flemington. Now we go and look at Sydney at Randwick. A couple of performances to really hone in on there. We had the Premier Stakes for the sprinters where Briasa was too good for Jimmy Starr, and Private Harry pulled up with an issue, it seems. So he's out of the Everest. Everyone's detracting from Briasa for. I think she did a wonderful job, and I wouldn't be rushing in to back Jimmy Starr to beat her at this stage. She's a live chance there in the Everest, so I'd be keeping her on side punters. What else did we see there in Sydney? We saw Autumn Glow. What a win to continue the sequence of wins going. It's a proper horse, that one. Watch out for wherever it goes next. If it comes down here for the Guineas, I think it'll be terribly hard to beat, and I think it wouldn't be out of place if it can get the trip in a Cox Plate. That's the sort of class it's got. Sport-wise, NRL Grand Final Sunday night. What a game that was. Absolutely incredible effort by both teams. Both had really, really good seasons. Shane called this early at the start of the year, basically, that it'd be the Broncos and the Storm, and that's how it panned out. And Reece Walsh stood up on the biggest stage and helped get the job done there for the Broncos. Pretty successful season for the NRL. Just be nice if they let me use some of their vision if they could. Now, Mother Passion, the NFL. What a weekend of stupidity that weekend was. If you're in a Survivor contest, there was absolute carnage everywhere, and it was very tough for the punters. If you were on the Arizona Cardinals, you're in the running there. I will cop that as a bad beat. That was all time the stupidity at the end of that game. Kyler Murray getting hit in the head like he'd never seen people before. Then the two fumbles where they couldn't pick it up and knocked it into the end zone for a touchdown. For that to happen, like there were some other peculiar results there over the weekend, like the Patriots beating the Bills. But yeah, if you're a Tennessee backer, and there probably weren't many of you, you've done remarkably well for yourself. And if you were on the Cardinals, you should properly feel sick because that was a sick beat. As usual, there's plenty to look forward to coming up this weekend. It's Caulfield Guineas Day, Menangatang Cup Day. Plenty happening, so make sure you check out Star Sports. There's a few things happening there. After a certain trial this morning, there's something I'm keen to have a look at. So starsports.com.au, and also the other thing we've got to start building up is we've got the big Calcutta at the Golden Square Hotel for the Bendigo Cup. Unfortunately, this year I can't attend because I will be out at the Halloween meeting at the Harness and Greyhounds. But make sure you buy some tickets, get along, buy a horse. There was a good pool there last year. The boys that I was in the syndicate managed to buy the winner last year, so I'll be aiming to try and do the same. So if you're in the Bendigo area, make sure you chime in. Anyway, punters, it was a busy weekend. Let us know what you saw. And if you are out and about, you might see me on course because I do get myself around. So if you do, come and say g'day. Come and say that you've seen it and that you enjoy it, or that you think it's a steaming pile of horse shit. Either way, everyone's got an opinion. They're like backsides. Only very few of them appeal to me. Anyway, punters, that was the weekend that was. That was the weekend witness. Let us know what you thought, and good luck.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on screen or visit the website.